come out.
That's a good sign. Yeah. Any last comments? Any last things to wrap up? You know, what's rocketry done to make your lives better? And
well, for me,
any last thoughts?
rocketry for 10 years was an obsession.
Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, an obsession.
Yeah.
Like that's all I ever thought about.
George,
Wow.
we used to either be rolling airframes, attending launches, or
Yeah.
doing something every second weekend.
Oh yeah.
And all the little things in between.
Yeah, that's
designing rockets, designing Yagi aerials.
right.
So many things, you know.
Testing all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Walking up and down roads with the Yagi to see how far we can get.
We did it here a couple of times. We were making tape measure
antennas. Tape measure antennas. Yeah. That was funny, wasn't it? Yeah. Who would have thought a tape measure antenna? But it was effective.
They just fit it into a tube and just pull it out and just
that was the whole point of it, because you could put it in a tube, so it was a lot easier.
Carry it on your back like a rocket, like an arrow clipper.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We did a lot with electronics. We had electronic projects. We built trackers, bought GPSs and whatever. These things, today you buy them $35, you buy them pre-assembled, ready to go. But we used to have these electronic days at George's shed, and we'd get, I think I've still got some GPS kits under the house that people purchased and never came back for.
Those are the
That's where they went.
Well, they would be at Len's place because they.
Soon after that, and then we bought all these little handheld receivers and jimmied them so that they would work, so they could fit in a rocket. These little Uniden walkie-talkies. So they would transmit 1 watt walkie-talkies. We had beacons and all sorts of electronics.
Anyway, it was just a total all-consuming obsession for 10 years. And then life changed. And by the time we got over the change of life, moved on.
We retired.
Retired, yes.
I saw your comment about retirement too.
What was my comment about retirement?
Did you say that, yes, I'm retired too?
I've never been so busy since I retired.
So Len's got all my rockets stuff, like all the airframe. We made a big box to cut everything over to Williams, whenever that was.
It looked like a coffin, didn't it?
It was a coffin. A child's coffin.
Yeah.
That was a big thing, wasn't it? Williams.
And we were worried that they weren't going to arrive. Well, I think when we first arrived, they hadn't been unloaded. We were unsure as to whether they would actually got there.
They arrived the next day.
We arrived on Thursday afternoon or something like that. They weren't there. Our rockets weren't there. We were in Western Australia, and the rockets were somewhere on the Nullarbor.
They were there the next day. So that was a big deal. It was cold. Like we stayed in some dongas at some.
Was that Williams?
A hotel, I think.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Or something. Bruce and Cheryl stayed in the motel, which was different.
Yeah.
But we were in a little donna. It was cold. Like when we got up in the morning to go to the launch, which was 20 minutes ice. The car was just totally iced in.
You had a bad slip and fall. Remember, you had to slip and fall on the ice. Was that bad? It had a slight ramp, and you were all iced up with the dew and stuff overnight. Yeah.
And the fall that could well have happened.
We went out to PK's out on the other side of Perth. We built igniters all.
That's right. Now those igniters, they were awesome.
Yeah, they were really good.
And they were better than the ones. What are the ones JTech? The ones that I had, which used 1 unit.
Yeah.
But they were even better than JTech igniters.
Yeah. And they were just a pyrogen, and they were just Were they dipped in nitrocellulose? And no, they were dipped in the powder, then dipped in the nitrocellulose. We had a mixture that PK had given us. It had lamp black and basically an oxidizer in it.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah, and it was computer wire, whatever it was.
Yeah, just a bit of, it was just a bit of Cat5 cabling.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And we must have sat. We made in one evening. We made the igniters for the entire launch. And we just sat around a table, 5 or 6 people sat around a table, and we just. I sat next to Bruce, and we made igniters all night.
They're not hard to do.
Yeah.
Not hard to do. You can do it again. But yeah, that was a momentous occasion, David Williams.
Nice. Yeah.
And that was see, I think that must have been, it was the year before we were going out to Westmar.
Oh, yeah.
So it was all like we won't be coming here again because.
Now Blake wasn't on that launch at Williams, was he? That launch at Williams.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they had an agreement, like one big launch in the country a year. So it's going to be Thunder one year and Williams the next.
Well, yeah. Well, there were a couple of launches of Westmar before Thunder.
Yeah, they were just dry runs, weren't they? I went to one of those, I think. This is the first one, I went to the second.
I don't know if there was an outstanding video of Ari launching an N motor.
Yep.
And it's absolutely stunning. And there's about a half a second as the camera zoomed right past me, and if you stop it right at that spot there, I'm a big hat and all that stuff. But if you watch it normally, you wouldn't notice it. And Alex, marching out with Ari's rocket because of the number of people. That was a truly outstanding video. I used to watch it years ago, and then when the motor started, you just turn the volume right up, and it was like absolutely.
So did you watch it on YouTube or did you have the actual clip?
YouTube. Oh, YouTube would have been YouTube.
When it's still there, that's
you can still see it. The idea you don't want it. When it gets to the motor igniting, you turn the volume right up, and it's just. It's awesome.
How about you, Len? Any final words?
I think we've covered almost everything now. I cannot think of what we.
Well, that's it. That's the idea. So,
At that same launch, I launched a J motor on a
drag race.
Didn't do drag races. There was some other. But it had the telemetron, and of course, at apogee, when the telemetron died, it was the battery that died because it had those overload switches on the battery, so it just stayed where it was. Nothing came through on the computer, and it landed at K to some distance.
You can see where
along a row of plowed ground. And Len's wife, Veronica, kept an eye on it, and I was trying to figure out why the hell the right data wasn't coming up on the computer. But we sort of just.
You can see it. You can see it in the distance.
Yeah, and everything worked. Like it deployed, and the secondary deployment worked. It's just the telemetron's died. Well, it kept transmitting the last thing that it had. Actually, we didn't realise what it was. So then, with LiPo batteries, they eventually came out with a hack where you bypass the safety switch that's built into the batteries. Tiny little things. So then I keep working instead of because there was a draw from the to do the deployment charge. That was enough just to trip the switch. So the deployment worked. But the battery in the telemetron died. Must have been because I had at least 2, if not 3, other systems. So the backup systems worked, but the telemetron was the main one. It was just the battery that stopped.
I would have thought that 3D printing would have had a bigger effect on rocketry than what it had. You think you can actually make you can build batteries into AV bays and stuff.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, all these things, but no one seems to be pushing that envelope. And I don't know if because it's. I think you could really reduce the weight penalty down greatly by clever design. You just don't seem to see people doing.
The thing about reducing weight is you reduce strength as well.
Yeah.
So there's a fine line that you've got to between weight and strength. And see, when you start, you've got to make sure it's strong enough. So the weight's not a big problem. It's still going up. Well, they got 13,000 feet, and an L2 would have been. It was under 5, obviously.
Yeah. Proceeding grade. Yeah. Would you tie Bessie up to it? Did you?
Tying extra weight actually makes it
Bigger.
more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Things
break.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd be happy to call it quits at that.
In that case, let's call it quits.
Yeah.
Thank you both very much for your time. Like, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. And also, on behalf of the club, thank you very much for the contributions you both made over the last 10, 20 years of the club's existence. Really appreciate it. Wouldn't be where it is today without the contributions you guys made. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate the getting hammered when I bring my rocket over to be RSO'd and that's not done right.
George has promised to tutor a whole new generation of RSOs.
I'll take him up on that.
Launch Nazis.
How that's going to work. My future plan, when I finally caught up with Len, and I was ready to mentor Len to whatever he wants to do, L2, L3.
That'd be good. So yeah, we do have a bit of a glaring hole there in that. Len's heavily involved in the club and the committee and the RSO and the LCO, but Len doesn't have his L1 and L2. So if you could be the cattle prod that gets Len, we know we could do it in one weekend, so it's just a matter of, and you've got the motors and you've got the cases and you've got the rockets.
He's got a pile of cases.
Pile of motors.
Including redundant CTI motor cases.
If we ever get CTI, it'd be good. What else have we got?
Well, I think the long term
end couplers.
It's going to be motor tables. The transition sections and all the rest of it. Add bays, nose cones with because I modified all the nose cones in the end to take on ab bays.
I recently purchased a pair of Blue Ravens.
Nice. Okay.
So how many? Because I had a couple.
Now these are the Blue Raven are Bluetooth based ones, as opposed to Raven 2s.
Raven 2s. I had a couple of those, which I've got now. Whether they work or not, they work. It's no reason.
You just turn them off. They should just turn back on.
I think so. Yeah. Just give them some power. And I had all these little tiny electronic bays for the Ravens.
Yep.
Like they were genius design.
Yeah, I love the Raven 3. I've got a couple of them at home. So yeah, they're really good. They've got to upgrade to a Raven 4, but I don't think they changed very much.
No, they went to Blue Raven after that.
And then Blue Raven.
Yeah, so I don't know whether Raven 4 had a problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe it's just adding Bluetooth.
Bluetooth, and that way you could walk up to it with your phone.
Yep.
And arm it.
We use magnetic switches.
Yep.
Well, see, with the Bluetooth, you don't use. But
you could. They worked very well indeed. When I had 3, so I had to have different switches and magnetics because you couldn't have the same magnet switching everything on because you'd be switching one on and one off. Something like that.
We recently had an issue with magnetic switches and stuff on a what was it called?
Loctus?
Yeah, the one that the black powder that went up in it.
When the altimeter was on, it didn't make any noise, so you couldn't tell if it was on or off. So he's gone and turned it off with turned it off with the magnetic switch, but there was no indication it was off. So it was still on.
You know what happened after that? I started using the telemetry, and you were arming it on and off on the computer, so you could tell exactly what was going on. So that, come to think of it, the telemetron was activated on the computer.
Yep.
There was a magnetic switch to
TVs.
one of the Ravens and a physical switch to the other one.
Yeah, the blue Raven, the Bluetooth version of the Raven, you physically got to walk to within Bluetooth range. So if you're on a big motor on a big pad, you've got to walk out to the pad.
Yep.
But once you arm it, it'll stay armed.
And you can you can continuously check the status, or you've got to be within Bluetooth
You've got to be
range.
within Bluetooth, which is well. But once armed, it'll stay armed.
Yeah.
And you have to. But if it doesn't go bang, you've got to walk out to within Bluetooth range.
Yeah.
If you're throwing a big O, you'd be a bit worried about that.
Yeah, might be a fair way.
That's where the telemetron was really. That was the ultimate, really, at the time, because you could arm the little laptop there, and you could arm it, you could see it, you knew it was armed, you could switch it off, you could whatever.
Well, yeah, that's what the Fluctus is like. But
Is telemetron still around?
I believe so. Yeah.
His original telemetry stopped producing. I thought they had a fire or something, a production issue.
That was it wasn't fire, but it was a bushfire.
A bushfire.
And it burnt down their facility.
Well, that's substantial.
Like nothing to do with the product. It was to do with just an
environment.
Environmental bushfire.
And he brought on a telemetron 2. And I think ours was a telemetron 2, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyway.
Good stuff.
It's interesting to see if it actually works.
Bring it along. One way to find out.
I would love to be able to get something like a set of daylight bright LEDs that you could hook up to a telemetron so you can see if it fired without having to fire a pyro charge.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
You have to stick a resistor or something.
Mind you, the telemetron.
And that way you could test it and test it and test it. You know. Because the big problem is if you're sticking an igniter, you've got to pop an igniter before you can see whether it's worked or whether you've got it all configured correctly.
I see some sites on the internet say to use Christmas lights, so it just lights up. It doesn't pop it. You don't use an igniter. It just
Well, that's the same. That'd be the same if you could use it. And like you could go to any of those dump shops. Any time in January, you can get 1,000 people. Christmas lights.
The whole point, you've got to have a computer set up. You've got to have an antenna to get it going and then follow it up and follow it down.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the telemetron is it tells you exactly where it landed. Although the first time I used it, I got the launch site and the landing site back to front.
Okay.
And I'm going,
I'm here.
I thought it was that. It was only when I went over and picked it up, which is a couple of k's away, came back and then realised, oh shit, that was the problem. I thought it was an error in the system, but it was in fact I'd confused the starting point with the landing point.
Okay.
Just the orientation of Google Maps.
I think we've lost a lot of skills because we're not launching as frequently.
Correct.
You know, there's a whole process where you've got to go and track down a rocket in a cornfield or over the other side of the hill. That's an art in itself.
Yeah, and I think probably like the availability of the low power motors.
That's right. If they're not going out of sight, you're not developing those skills.
Correct.
Like we used to come out here and we'd go and hide the transmitter somewhere in the bush and then start just down here and then go and try and find it.
Were there ever times you didn't find it?
No, I knew where it was.
Some of it actually.
Maybe we should have got someone else to hide it apart from me.
One of the kids. They'd remember. There was some guy I remember out at Cedar Grove. He was American, and he had. This is the first time I'd ever seen it. He could track it on his phone, and he launched some iMotor. He only was there once, and he needed an iMotor, so I gave him an iMotor, and it went up and down over near the river, which is a K away or whatever it is. We sort of trudged over, and it was like, go this way, go that way. I thought, this is the future of rocket retrieval, because that was better than, the telemetron showed you where it was on the computer, but you couldn't have the computer with you.
I think I looked into some of those solutions and I needed like a SIM card, something like that. So you had a regular subscription you had to pay. It's almost like a pet tracking device, something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy had it on his phone.
Nice.
It was the only time he was ever there. Some big deal. We've had some interesting people out there. What was that Open Rocketry, that guy?
Yeah, he came out. The software,
That
the
was,
author of that, he came. Yeah.
remember
Finnish
seeing-
guy.
Yeah, Finnish guy, yeah. But that telemetron guy, there's two of them. What was the other guy? They basically had a big conference in Brisbane.
Was
then
that
on
B-Dale?
B-Dale and
International
his mate.
Unix Conference.
Okay.
And his mate. And they brought out there's about half a dozen
Busload.
people that were going to come out and launch. So Blake had to have a whole bunch of G80 motors. Or G, whatever, what would they be? Single use G motors? Or G something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had all different interesting electronics on them. But they were G motors, obviously. Keith, is it Keith Packard? B-Dale's mate.
Yeah, I know the face. I thought it was yeah.
Pretty sure it was. But B-Dale was. Did you ever see him?
I missed that launch, unfortunately.
He's a big guy.
Oh, is he?
I mean, a big guy. He was sort of like this mountain, and all his followers just sort of milled around, you know.
You stand out in a crowd.
We were talking about high performance, low power stuff. Ian Voss, who was the guy
No.
I was thinking of?
Yeah, that's
Who's
right.
finally
Now you
crafted,
mention the name. Yeah.
finally crafted rockets and
Yeah.
altitude.
That's right. Yeah.
Vossy.
Yeah. That's right.
Alrighty.
Don't remember a lot of these people. I mean, I remember them, but yeah.
And you know, Cart passed away, don't you?
Someone did mention that last year. He wasn't that old either.
No, it was a fair while ago. It's 5 years, 8
Did
years.
you know where he passed from at all?
I don't know what he passed away from. I just saw a Facebook page.
He wasn't that old. He was younger than me.
No.
Considerably younger than me. He was a character.
Look, I have found something here that I might just show you, gentlemen. It's a bunch of launch cards from quite some time ago.
And
you-
early days.
And they may
Yeah, mate, go into the museum.
see some of the.
I inherited about 5,000 launch cards from you. I've got a box at home just full of launch cards.
Oh, did I have them?
Yeah, this is going back 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe not that long.
A bit more than 10 years.
How many names do you know?
How many names do I know? I went to schools. I don't know that name.
All right. Okay, that's a school. That may well be.
Aviation High. So I think the yellow one.
They may be Australian Youth Rocketry Challenge.
Oh,
Yes.
these two. Yes, that's what it
Yeah. No. Okay.
Andrew
Really?
Kelly and
I might have actually been at that one.
That's all there is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
a youth challenge. Youth challenge.
Yeah. Okay. Now I looked at that and I said, that's more. I couldn't work out why I would have had.
Yeah, it's all youth rocketry stuff.
Yeah.
See, that's something that has faded. The youth rock. Did it serve a purpose? Was the juice worth the squeeze? And Blake flogged that horse for a number of years.
I think, I don't know. I only helped out a couple of times, but I think it was a lot of work.
Yeah, a
I'm
lot
not
of
sure.
work, and
Yeah.
as I was saying, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
You look at all the work that Harry did with school.
Yeah.
I can't think that would result in a single membership.
Well, this is incredible, isn't it? How many schools have got involved?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
wow, it's
well,
aviation
schools.
high. What's that?
Bow Desert.
Is that Bow Desert?
Bow Desert.
Benny. Aviation. Oh, that makes sense. Bow Desert, another one. Another Blackstone Center. Bow Desert, there's quite a few from Bow Desert. Canterbury College, oh yes. Another one from Canterbury College. The race leader, the spring of Canterbury College again. Aviation, oh, that makes sense. Invo. And Churchill. Canterbury College. Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
All right, lads, I better get rolling.
Do you hand the gear?
Sorry?
You get hand the gear?
Nah, I should be okay. Do you want a hand putting any of this stuff on? You sure?
Yeah. Take your biscuits.
Oh, no, guys, I brought it for you.
Yeah, we don't
Really?
I've had my month's supply of biscuits.
I'd be happy to call it quits with that.
In that case, let's call it quits.
Yeah.
Thank you both very much for your time. Like, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. And also, on behalf of the club, thank you very much for the contributions you both made over the last 10, 20 years of the club's existence. Really appreciate it. It wouldn't be where it is today without the contributions you guys made. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate the getting hammered when I bring my rocket over to be RSO'd and this thing's not done right.
George has promised to tutor a whole new generation of
I'll take him up on that.
launch Nazis.
Don't know how that's going to work.